In 1876, Los Angeles became the end of the line for the Transcontinental Railroad. Thousands of men, many displaced veterans of the Civil War, began to ride the rails, stowed away in empty boxcars and jumping trains. These hobos survived by handouts from the religious and charitable organizations. The place where they congregated was called Hobo Corner. At the turn of the century, First and Los Angeles streets were legendary. It was one of the toughest hangouts in the West. It became infested with alcoholics, mental illness, and violence. Society deemed these people as scums and dirty pigs. The Union Rescue Mission and the Salvation Army were all located there until they tore it down to build City Hall. During the Depression in the 1930s, many farmers and workers left their families, seeking work in Los Angeles. Many became alcoholics, ending up there. The social services began to evolve into social centers. During World War II and Vietnam, a lot of servicemen ended up there because it became their havens during their journeys. Most were addicts from PTSD, and Skid Row was a place to get their drugs and alcohol as well as escape rejection. From the 1960s to the 1970s, 22,750 hotel rooms were closed down because they did not meet fire and safety codes. In 1975, the city put all of its money into redeveloping this area. Because of this, surrounding communities were underfunded and sent their homeless to Skid Row. In the late 70s, the EPA started closing down polluting factories. And with that, so went a lot of unskilled jobs. In Los Angeles County, Fire Station 9, which covers Skid Row, is the busiest firehouse in the nation, responding to 35,518 calls for service last year. The term Skid Row derives from Seattle, Washington, where skid roads were places where loggers slid their cut lumber to ports for shipment. By the 1930s, the term referred to rundown areas of cities characterized by bars, brothels, and a life originally tracked by loggers. It began to include the presence of homeless and extremely low-income populations. There are now over 2,500 nomads living in the streets of Skid Row, downtown LA.